Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and today we're going to do a follow along morning mobility routine that will help ease back stiffness and hip stiffness. A lot of times when you wake up in the morning, even if you're not having any back pain or hip pain during the day, you may wake up and feel like, man, my back's really stiff or it's a little bit sore. Same thing with your hips, and that may be just because you slept all night and you didn't move a lot, and everything just kind of got stiff and sore. So this is a routine you can do when you wake up in the morning just to kind of loosen everything up, get some blood flowing, get everything feeling good. And it can actually, if you do this daily, it can help reduce that feeling of stiffness and soreness when you wake up in the morning. So just follow along with me and we're going to loosen up those muscles and get you feeling good again. So lie on your back first. And what we're going to do first is just bring our knees up to our chest, and you're going to pause for a couple seconds and then bring them back down to the floor. So we're just going to rock up, hold for a couple seconds, and rock back down to the floor. This just kind of gets a good stretch in the lower back, a good stretch in the hips. It's a good one for knee stretch too. So just up, pause for a couple seconds, and slowly come back down. I like to do all of these movements as movements and not static holds like this, just to get the blood flowing, get those muscles moving, but you can hold this a little bit longer if you want to. So just hold, and then I come back down, hold, and come back down. Let's do one more, just hold here. And then while we're here, we're just gonna kind of rotate side to side. Just back and forth here. And you can do this on the floor, on a yoga mat. You can do this in bed if you want to. You can do it on a couch. You may not have enough room, but you can try some of these. Just back and forth here. You can put your head on a pillow if you need to as well. Okay, then bring your feet back down to the floor and cross one leg over the other one. It doesn't matter which one, we're going to do both sides. And on this one, we're just going to rotate down to the floor as far as you can, and then to the other side as far as you can. Nice and slow, but moving the whole time. You can pause for a second or two here. Come back up and over. Pause for a second or two here. But this is a good one. You'll really feel it in your lower back, kind of in your obliques on the sides up here. It's a good one for hip too. You can also do this with your legs uncrossed, but I like to cross the legs because it really kind of gets deeper into your hip. Get that piriformis, that muscle kind of deep in your butt. Get some of those hip rotator muscles. And if you go far enough over and keep your arm on the floor, you can even get kind of your mid and upper back as well. Okay, let's switch and cross the other leg over, and same thing. Go down as far as you can, up and back to the other side. And as you can see, it's definitely okay to let your back lift up off the ground. You really want to get as good of a stretch there as you can, so definitely lift that up. If you can't get your knees all the way down to the floor, maybe you can only go this far, that's totally okay. Just go as far as you can comfortably. These exercises and movements should not be painful. They may be a little bit uncomfortable if they're things you've never done before, or if you feel a little bit of stiffness, but they definitely shouldn't be painful. Okay, well, that'll be the last one. And then we'll go back to here. And from here, we're going to turn over and go onto our hands and knees here. And from here, we're going to do a cat-cow. So you're just going to arch your back down and look up, pause for a second or two, and then go the opposite direction, looking down. Just go really slowly, kind of one segment at a time. And push your back up as high as you can go. And then come back down as low as you can go. Just taking your time as you move in each direction. Down. And then back up. And down. And back up. Do a few more of these. Just taking your time as you move. Okay, now we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. And you're going to cross one leg here. So just put your ankle by your other knee. And if you can't quite get it up there, you can move this knee back so you have a little bit more room. And we're just going to stay in this position and kind of rotate our hips around. So make as big of a circle as you can, really getting a good stretch in there. If you can't make a huge circle, that's okay. Small circles are good too. This is a good one. It really gets that piriformis kind of deep in your butt. It's a good hip mobility move. You'll definitely feel it, especially here on the outside of your hip, probably in the front of your hip as well. Just make those circles. And then we're going to switch and go the opposite direction. Just making as big of a circle as you can. Just nice and slow too. You don't want to go too fast on this. Okay, and then from there, we're going to do both sides, but we're going to do something a little bit different here. And this one's a little bit more challenging, so if you want to put your foot back on the ground behind you, you can do that too, but try this one. You're just going to lift up and kind of push back onto your foot and then come back down. So lift up and back down. Just pausing for a second or two here and come back down. Pausing for a second or two and back down. Let's do one more. Up here and back down. Okay, we're going to do the other leg now. So now I'm going to cross this leg in front. And again, if you need to move your knee back, that's totally fine. And from here, we're going to make those circles with our hips. Just nice and slow, making as big of a circle as you can. Just circling around. You can look down and make sure you're doing it correctly, but try not to look all the way down just so you don't hurt your neck. So kind of keep your neck in line with your body. Just circles. Nice and slow, big circle here. And then let's go in the other direction in that circle. Okay, then we'll move on to this one. So just going to come up like this and back on that foot and come back down. Lift up. And just keep your hands in the same position. This is a good one. It stretches your hips. It works on your shoulder strength and mobility. You'll feel it in your calf as well. And it gets that piriformis, that deep muscle in your butt. Okay, let's do one last one here. And then come back down. And then we're going to finish here in child's pose. So arms out in front of you. Just kind of sit back on your heels. And here we're just going to rest in this position. And try to do some deep breathing while you're here. So just take a deep breath in. Relax. Take a deep breath out. And you can stay in that position as long as you want to. Just kind of get relaxed, get everything feeling good, and get ready for your day.